Hey everybody, looking at some like terms here, combining like terms, and what you can see is there's this one expression that's here, and we're just going to simply look at how we go about doing it, and this is simply for review. If you know how to do this, you're good. You don't have to listen, you don't have to watch, but just a resource for you. The first thing I like to do is to separate out, my terms by looking at what's separated by addition, subtraction. And then I draw these lines here to say, here's a term that's an X. Here's a term that's an X. Here's a term that's an X. Here's a term that's not an X. There's no X's right there. And notice how they look different. Basically, this -4 is all by itself. There's nothing that you can combine it with. Everything else you can. Over here is an understood 1X, just like this is 7X. So 1X plus 7X, because we're talking about X's now, you've got, we'll do this different color. You've got 1X, 7X, and a -2X. So that's a 1X, and that was a +7, so +7, and this is a -2X. So what you look at are the coefficients. Remember, coefficients are simply the number in front of the variable. So when we look at the coefficients, it kind of makes its own expression. Then you just add, subtract, left to right, order of operation kind of thing. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. And remember, we're talking about x's, so that's 6x. Here, our expression is simplified. That's as simple as we can get, 6x minus 4. To look at another example, I'd like to point out an example like this. Let's say we had 5x plus 2 minus x. Let's make this an 8x squared minus x squared. Now, some of you would look at this and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and divide it out. Some of you would look at this and say, well, we've got x squareds here and we've got x squareds here, but you know what? There's an x here, so maybe those are like terms. But no, they're not, because remember, x squared means x times x. And actually, there are 8 of those x times x's right here. Over here, we have a negative x times x, or x squared, and there's only one. Over here is just one of those x times x's, okay? So this is way different. And then this 2 is just kind of hanging out by himself here, or herself. I don't know gender of the number 2, but it doesn't matter. It's a 2, it's just there. So we have this 8x squared minus 1x squared. So when you combine like terms, how many x squareds are there? Here there's 8. Here there's a -1. 8 minus 1 is simply 7. Gone. Then this plus 5x, just bring down. This plus 2, just bring him or her down. And that's it. You cannot combine variables with exponents and variables without exponents. Those are different creatures. So when you're combining like terms, when you're adding, subtracting, you cannot combine those. So just remember these things. Hopefully that will help you out. And good luck.